morning students. In this video we will do some extra questions based on chapter 1. The first question is arrange in descending order. And here we have square root of 2, cube root of 4 and fourth root of 3. As you can see over here we have square root, cube root and fourth root. And now we have to arrange it in descending order. So the order of the roots is different in each of these. So first of all, we will make that same. So we find out the LCM of 2, 3 and 4. So when we find out the LCM of 2, 3 and 4, it comes out to be 12. Now we will express each of these numbers as the 12th root. So square root of 2 can be written as 2 raised to the power 1 by 2. Now in order to make the denominator 12, we multiply it by 6. So that 2 into 6 becomes 12. If we multiply the denominator by 6, we have to multiply the numerator also by 6. So over here this becomes 2 raised to the power 6 upon 12, which can be written as 2 raised to the power 6 whole raised to the power 1 by 12, which on further simplification gives 12th root of 2 raised to the power 6, and we know that 2 raised to the power 6 is 64. So on simplification we get this as 12th root of 64. Now we take the next number, cube root of 4, which can be written as 4 raised to the power 1 by 3. To make the denominator 12, we multiply the denominator by 4. So we have to multiply the numerator also by 4. So this becomes 4 raised to the power 4 upon 12, which can be written as 4 raised to the power 4 whole raised to the power 1 by 12. On further simplification, this becomes 12th root of 4 raised to the power 4, which we know is 256. So this comes out to be 12th root of 256. The third number is 4th root of 3, which can be written as 3 raised to the power 1 by 4. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 3. So this becomes 3 raised to the power 3 upon 12, which can be written as 3 cube whole raised to the power 1 by 12. On further simplification, this can be written as 12th root of 3 cube, and we know that 3 cube is 27. So this becomes 12th root of 27. So we have expressed each of these as the 12th root. This is 12th root of 64, this is 12th root of 256, and this is 12th root of 27. Now we can easily compare. We know that 256 is greater than 64 is greater than 27. So therefore 12th root of 256 will be greater than 12th root of 64 will be greater than 12th root of 27. And what was 12th root of 256? It was cube root of 4. So cube root of 4 is greater than, and 12th root of 64 was square root 2. So this is greater than root 2 is greater than 12th root of 27 was 4th root of 3. So we have arranged these numbers in descending order. Now let us do the other question. Simplify 3 into root 45 minus under root of 125 plus root 200 minus root 50. So for this, what we will do, we will express these roots in the simplest form. So first of all, we take root 45, we do the prime factorization. It would be 5 into 3 under root. Now we make pairs. On making pairs, now this, when it comes out of the square root sign, this becomes 3 root 5. Root 125 is under root 5 into 5. We make pairs, and this comes out to be 5 root 5. Root 200 can be written as 2 into 5 into 2 into 5 into 2, or 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. On making pairs, we get 2 and 5 we take out of the square root sign. 2 into 5, that is 10 root 2. The third one next is root 50, which can be written as root 5 into 5 into 2. So this comes out to be 5 root 2. Now we will substitute these values in the given expression. So 3 root 45 minus under root 125 plus root 200 minus root 50 can be written as 3 into root 45 is 3 root 5 minus under root 125, we substitute its value 5 root 5 plus root 200, and root 200 is 10 root 2 minus root 50 is 5 root 2. This is what we obtain. Now we will solve this further. So 3 into 3, 9 root 5 minus 5 root 5 plus 10 root 2 minus 5 root 2. Now 9 root 5 minus 5 root 5. If we take root 5 common, 9 minus 5 is 4. So this will come out to be 4 root 5. Now over here 10 root 2 minus 5 root 2. If we take out root 2 common, then 10 minus 5 is plus 5. So this comes out to be plus 5 root 2. And this is your final answer, 4 root 5 plus 5 root 2. The next question is, rationalize the denominator of 6 minus 4 root 3 upon 6 plus 4 root 3. Over here we see that the denominator is an irrational number. So we have to make it as a rational number. So for this we multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. Over here the denominator is 6 plus 4 root 3. Its conjugate will be 6 minus 4 root 3. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 6 minus 4 root 3. So in the numerator it becomes 6 minus 4 root 3 into 6 minus 4 root 3. So it becomes 6 minus 4 root 3 whole square. In the denominator it is of the form a plus b into a minus b. And we know that a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. Now in the numerator we solve this. We use the identity a minus b whole square. And we know that a minus b whole square is a square plus b square minus 2 into a into b. In the denominator we solve it. 6 square becomes 36 minus 4 root 3 whole square means 4 root 3 into 4 root 3. 4 root 3 into 4 root 3. Now 4 into 4 is 16 and root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 16 into 3 comes out to be 48. So 4 root 3 whole square can be written as 48. Now we simplify this further. So 6 square becomes 36 plus 4 root 3 whole square. Just now we have calculated it. It is 48 minus this is 2 into 6 into 4. So it comes out to be 12 into 4. That is 48 root 3 upon 36 minus 48 becomes minus 12. Let us simplify this further. Now 36 plus 48 is 84 minus 48 root 3 upon minus 12. And this is the rule of maths that always we have to give the answer in the simplest form. So this can further be simplified. From the numerator we can take out 12 common and we obtain 7 minus 4 root 3 upon minus 12. So 12 and 12 gets cancelled and in the denominator we are left with minus 1. So we multiply the numerator by minus 1. So this becomes 4 root 3 minus 7 upon when we multiply the denominator by minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 becomes plus 1, which can be written as 4 root 3 minus 7. So this is the final answer. Now the denominator is a rational number. So we have rationalized the denominator. The next question is simplify 4 plus root 5 upon 4 minus root 5 plus 4 minus root 5 upon 4 plus root 5. Now this can be done by two methods. First of all, we take this term 4 plus root 5 upon 4 minus root 5 and we rationalize the denominator of this term. So for rationalizing the denominator, we multiply the numerator and denominator by 4 plus root 5. So 4 plus root 5 into 4 plus root 5 becomes 4 plus root 5 whole square upon, in the denominator we have a minus b into a plus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. So 4 square is 16 and root 5 whole square is 5. We simplify this further. A plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab upon 11 we get. So this comes out to be 21 plus 8 root 5. Then we take the other term. The other term is 4 minus root 5 upon 4 plus root 5. For this term also we will rationalize the denominator. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 4 minus root 5. So in the numerator this becomes 4 minus root 5 whole square upon, in the denominator again a plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square, which comes out to be 16 minus 5, that is 11. In the numerator we apply the identity a minus b whole square, that is a square plus b square minus 2ab. So this on solving gives us 21 minus 8 root 5 upon 11. Now we write down these values in the given question. So this can be written as 21 plus 8 root 5 upon 11 plus 21 minus 8 root 5 upon 11. The LCM over here is 11. So this becomes 21 plus 8 root 5 plus 21 minus 8 root 5. So plus 8 root 5 and minus 8 root 5 gets cancelled. And 21 plus 21 becomes 42. So the final answer comes out to be 42 upon 11. We can do the same question by another method also. Over here we see that the denominator is 4 minus root 5 and here the denominator is 4 plus root 5. So the denominators are already conjugate of each other. So what we can do, we can simply take the LCM. So LCM would be 4 minus root 5 into 4 plus root 5. And this will become 4 plus root 5 whole square plus 4 minus root 5 whole square on taking the LCM. So we simplify this, a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab, and here it is a minus b whole square. So a square plus b square minus 2ab. So 8 root 5 and 8 root 5 gets cancelled. In the denominator we have a minus b into a plus b. So this we can solve it by using the identity a square minus b square. So 4 square is 16 minus root 5 whole square is 5. This on simplification gives us 42 upon 11. So definitely by any method you do, the final answer would be the same. Both the methods are correct. But over here this is the shorter method. Since the denominators are already conjugate of each other, so we simply take the LCM and solve it. Now let us solve this question. Find the values of a and b if 7 plus root 5 upon 7 minus root 5 minus 7 minus root 5 upon 7 plus root 5 is equal to a plus 7 upon 11 root 5b. So over here we will simplify the left hand side and then we will equate it to the right hand side and obtain the values of a and b. So this is the left hand side. Now we take the LCM. The LCM would be 7 minus root 5 into 7 plus root 5. And in numerator, on taking the LCM, we get 7 plus root 5 whole square minus 7 minus root 5 whole square. Now we will simplify this further. So on simplification, this becomes, we apply the identity for a plus b whole square. So it would be a square, 7 square, that is 49, plus b square, root 5 whole square is 5, plus 2 into a into b. So 2 into 7, that is 14 into root 5. So plus 14 root 5. This is what we obtain. And then minus is there. So please put a bracket so that you do not make a mistake in the sign. Now we solve this a minus b whole square. So it would be 7 square 49 a square plus root 5 whole square, that is 5 minus 14 root 5. And in the denominator we apply the identity a minus b into a plus b. We know that it is a square minus b square. So it will become 7 square, that is 49, minus root 5 whole square, which comes out to be 5. We simplify this further, so it becomes 49 plus 5 plus 14 root 5 minus 49, and this will also become minus 5, and minus into minus will become plus 14 root 5 upon 49 minus 5 comes out to be 44. So plus 49 and minus 49 gets cancelled, plus 5 and minus 5 gets cancelled, and we obtain the left hand side as 14 root 5 plus 14 root 5, which comes out to be 28 root 5 upon 44, which we can simplify. 4 11s are 4 7s are, so the left hand side comes out to be 7 upon 11 root 5, which can be written as 0 plus 7 upon 11 root 5. Now we equate it to the right hand side. So we write 0 plus 7 upon 11 root 5 is equal to a plus 7 upon 11 root 5b. And then we compare. So on comparing, we can see easily that over here the value of a is 0. And here we have 7 upon 11 root 5, and here we have 7 upon 11 root 5 into b. So it means that the value of b over here is 1. This can be written as 1 into 7 upon 11 root 5. So the value of b obtained is 1. So this is the final answer. A is 0 and b is 1. The next question is evaluate under root 12 minus 2 root 35. Now here we have two square roots. So we will try to make this quantity as whole square so that square root and whole square can nullify each other's effect. Let us see how. Now over here 35 can be written as 7 into 5, and also we know that 7 plus 5 is 12. Now we write 12 as 7 plus 5, and this can be written as root 35. This 35 can be written as 7 into 5. This is how we write it down. Now 7 can be written as root 7 whole square, and 5 can be written as root 5 whole square, minus 2 into root 7 into 5 can be written as 2 into root 7 into root 5 whole under root, because we know that root AB is equal to root A into root B. This can further be simplified. Now you see that this is of the form A square plus B square minus 2AB. So this can be written as A minus B whole square. So this is under root of root 7 minus root 5 whole square. So square root and square, they nullify each other's effect, and we obtain root 7 minus root 5 as the final answer. Now let us do this question. Rationalize the denominator of 4 upon 2 plus root 3 plus root 7. Over here what we see that in the denominator we have 3 terms. So in the previous questions that we had done, we had only 2 terms. So we rationalized the denominator by multiplying the numerator and denominator by its conjugate. But since here we have 3 terms, so we will do the process of rationalization twice. Let us see how. So for the 3 terms, we group two terms together. Any two you can group together, and we leave the third term. Now this can be considered as one term, and this is the other term. So now we multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate of this. So it would be 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon 2 plus root 3 minus root 7. We multiply the numerator and denominator with this. We simplify this, so we get 4 into 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon, in the denominator we get it of the form a plus b into a minus b, which can be written as a square minus b square. Now we will simplify this further. So we get 4 into 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon. Here we apply the identity of a plus b whole square, because it is 2 plus root 3 whole square. So we will have to solve this. So 2 square, that is 4, plus root 3 whole square, that is 3, plus 2 into 2 into root 3, which comes out to be 4 root 3, minus root 7 whole square would be 7. Further, we obtain the numerator can be written as it is. In the denominator, 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 root 3 minus 7. So plus 7 and minus 7 gets cancelled, and we obtain 4 into 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon 4 root 3. So over here 4 and 4 also gets cancelled. So we obtain 2 plus root 3 minus root 7 upon root 3. So what do we see? That the denominator is still not a rational number. We will have to do the rationalization process one more time. So here we have root 3. So now we multiply the numerator and denominator by root 3 to make it a rational number. So this becomes 2 into root 3, that is 2 root 3, plus root 3 into root 3 is 3, minus root 7 into root 3 becomes root 21, upon root 3 into root 3 comes out to be 3. Now we see that the denominator is a rational number, so we have rationalized the denominator.